welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us today. Such a great, enthusiastic crowd. I'm going to get things started by introducing Tom. Now, you know, I've done this once or twice before, and I'm very happy to be doing it today. And although it's not the big news of the day for all of us here, our family, including Amy, Steve, and Jenny, we're all excited because Tom and I will be also celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary this year. So after 40 years, I know a lot about Tom.
She's not going to tell them.
No. Tom's record and his proven commitment to progressive change has enabled Iowa to serve as a model for the nation for our schools to our new bioeconomy. He has fought for schools that offer all students a safe and a healthy place to learn. No other state in the nation matches the investment that the federal government has made in rebuilding Iowa schools. And as chairman of the Agriculture Committee, Tom is fighting hard for family farmers, rural communities, conservation, and making Iowa #1 in renewable energy and the new bioeconomy. In Tom's hometown, Cumming here, he hears from friends and neighbors about the challenges of today's and tomorrow's economy. And let me tell you, Tom has not forgotten where he comes from. He's also listening to Iowans across the state regarding the challenges families face providing health care. He has fought for more community health centers around the state, all the way from Ottumwa to Sioux City, that provide quality health care and preventive services to thousands of Iowans. And I've never seen Tom more excited about the future of our state and the opportunity to change the direction of our country and get us back on the right track. So please join me in welcoming my husband, Tom.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you very much. Well, Ruth, thank you very much for those kind words. Most of all, thanks for 40 years. You know, God has been very good to me for all my lifetime, but I can honestly say that having Ruth by my side for 40 years has been the greatest blessing of all. I thank you all for being here. See my Legion post here from Cumming is here, 562, which I've been a member of since I got out of the military. Don Ruby, our county chair, thank you very much for your leadership of my home county, Warren County, and for being here this morning, and all of you, thank you for being here. You know, they say that Iowa is America's heartland, and it is, but Cumming is really my heartland. It's where I learned the values of hard work and honesty and thrift, strong family, faith in God, love of our country, and a care and concern for those less fortunate than ourselves. Guided by these values, I've always fought for bold, progressive change. Change that means improved schools, better jobs, a cleaner environment. Change that means an America at peace, strong and respected in the world. But in recent years, we've gotten off track. We need to change direction, and I want to help lead that change. And that's why today I'm announcing my candidacy to be your voice and vote in the United States Senate for another 6 years. I'm glad you approve. And you know, it's not just Democrats who really want change. I sense this from Republicans and independents, people all across the spectrum. Everyone from all walks of life want change. What we see is an endless, pointless war in Iraq, and we want change. We see an economy that's not working for ordinary people, and we want it changed. We see a sick care system in America where we spend hundreds of millions, billions of dollars every year to patch and fix and mend once you get sick. But we spend peanuts to keep you healthy and well and out of the hospital in the first place. And people say, we got to change that. We see run amok globalization, taking away our manufacturing jobs, everywhere from General Motors to Maytag here in Iowa. We see global warming threatening our children's and grandchildren's future and perhaps our very planet itself. And we want that changed. But I want to say a couple of things about change. I don't think that change is something that just blows with the wind, and whichever way the weather vane points, that's where you go. I think that change has to be rooted in values. I just mentioned the values I learned growing up here, like hard work and faith and caring for your neighbor and creating a better environment and future for our kids. That's who I am. That's why I've always been a proud progressive. And when you're guided by good values and sound principles, you have the right kind of change, change that works, that makes powerful changes in people's lives. Now, something else that I hear from people as I travel around is that people are sick of partisanship and the bickering. They want to get things done in Washington. And the good news is that, again, that when change is based on good values and principles, then you can bring people together, Democrats and independents and Republicans, to work for that change. And that's been true throughout my career in Congress. When I saw how my brother Frank had been discriminated against and people with disabilities all over America, I decided we had to do something about it. And yes, it's my name on the bill. I am the chief sponsor of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And it's made a profound difference in people's lives all over this country. And yes, my name's on it, I'm the sponsor of it, but I can honestly tell you I would not have gotten it done had I not had the help and support of Republican Senator Bob Dole of Kansas, or Republican Attorney General Dick Thornburgh in the then Bush White House. When I became chairman of the Agriculture Committee in 2002, I thought, well, we need to change some things, what we're doing in agriculture. We need to put more in conservation. We need to start paying farmers not just for what they grow and how much they grow, but for how they grow it, to be good stewards of the soil and the water and wildlife habitat. So we put more money into that farm bill and conservation than any farm bill ever passed. We put in a new energy title that we started on the Senate side to move us towards a bioeconomy, renewable fuels, biomass, things that are going to be great for Iowa, great for our future, and get us off the oil pipeline to Saudi Arabia. But I can tell you, even though I was chairman, I could not have gotten those things done had not it been for the help of a Republican Senator, Dick Lugar of Indiana. And I'm also chair of the Appropriations Committee that funds health and education and labor. And one of my proudest achievements was doubling the funding for the National Institute of Health, to put more money into research on cancer and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and all the illnesses and diseases that confront us. And because of that doubling, we got more people involved in research. We got new equipment in our laboratories, and we're now seeing some of the fruits of that research. We increased Pell Grants for poor kids to go to college by the biggest amount ever. And we fought the Bush administration trying to take away our overtime pay for our working people in this country. Now, again, I couldn't have done those things without the help of a Republican Senator, Arlen Specter, of Pennsylvania. So again, all of these things require us to reach across the aisle and work with others. And in the future, we're going to demand more change. And I want to use my seniority in the Senate to help lead that change. In agriculture, I'm fighting for a new farm bill that will take us to the next level by expanding conservation, providing more support for rural economic development, moving us aggressively into cellulosic ethanol and other types of renewable clean energy. In education, we need to rebuild and modernize schools all across America. As Ruth said, we've been doing that here in Iowa with federal grants that I've secured that has led to almost $1 billion in building and modernizing our schools here in Iowa. Again, Iowa's leading the way, but we ought to be doing this nationwide. And by the way, I can't think of a better stimulus package than to put money into rebuilding and modernizing our schools all over this country. Iowans believe that government should play a role in protecting people from abuses and excesses in our markets. It's not right to stand by like a potted plant while Americans lose their jobs, their homes, and their pensions. We need to put a stop to predatory lending and give people an alternative to foreclosure on their homes. And next year, as the Agriculture Committee Chairman, we will be reauthorizing the Child Nutrition Bill. This is the bill that funds, as you know, our school lunch and school breakfast programs. To me, this is a great change we can make, an opportunity to tackle the twin epidemic of childhood obesity and juvenile diabetes in this country. I intend to use that bill and my leadership to get junk food out of our schools and to make sure that every child in school gets healthy food in our schools. And of course, another change we drastically need is to secure quality, affordable health care for every American. Now, that's just not all we've got to do. We've got to change the mindset about health care in this country. As I said, we see millions and billions of dollars being spent on a sick care system when we need to put more incentives to keep people healthy and well in the first place. Now, again, these are all the changes that we need to do, and we need to do them quickly. But I must say, to accomplish the changes we need to move forward, we need to make one big change as soon as possible. We must bring to a close the worst foreign policy disaster in our nation's history, end the war in Iraq, and bring our troops home. Well, the fact is, I have the same passion for progressive change as I had when I first entered Congress. I feel the same outrage when I see injustice and discrimination against any person. And I have the same fighting spirit when it comes to sticking up for our values and for Iowa priorities. So today I'm asking you, my fellow Iowans, for your continued trust. While I run as a proud Democrat, this campaign is not about partisanship. Our hunger for progressive change is not defined by party affiliation. We want to come together as Iowans of all walks, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, to chart a new course for our country that we all love so much. So let's all join together. Let's become partners in this campaign. And know this, when we are united and working together as Iowans, there's nothing that we can't accomplish to move our state and our country forward. So I thank you for all of your love and your support in the past. I thank you for being here today, and now on to another victory in November.